So like many of you, for me, one of the highlights of UFC 100 was watching Brock Lesnar fight Frank Mir. And as I watched that fight, it was like watching a catalog of all the different ways that you can shut down half guard. Can I borrow you, please? He has me in half guard. To use it offensively, basically he wants to turn in towards me. Often he wants to get an underhook. He doesn't want to be flat on his back. And he wants to get under my center of gravity. Often he does that by hooking my leg here and rolling back. And now I'm airborne and he can start setting up his attack sequence. Here are some things that Brock Lesnar did to completely shut down Frank Mir's half guard. He never got it off the ground, really. Some of it quite simple, just a stiff arm to the throat. It doesn't keep him flat, but it does stop him from coming underneath. Come underneath my center of gravity, it ain't gonna happen. Another one, it's even simpler really, is pinning the head and moving back, moving the body back. Also, where the head goes, the body follows. So even just turning the face here with the forearm or the glove, if you put enough weight on that, the guy can't turn into you, and that's another thing that Lesnar did. There was also an underhook, underhooking here, and taking his considerable weight, probably 285 pounds, I'm not exactly sure, and then driving flat here. So the underhook, and then sometimes combining that with a pressure from the shoulder. It's not just here, it's making the guy look this way. So now there's no chance he's going to turn in towards me. Come on. Yeah, not going to happen. Brock also used his head a lot. He pushed into the chin as Frank was trying to come up underneath. He was driving up into the jaw area, here by the head, very painful. Driving into the chest. He was even, at one point, driving into the armpit. Try and sit up. There. Anything to keep the distance and to turn him a little bit off the side. Now, come back a bit. Maybe the worst position that Frank got caught in, well, maybe the second worst, was when Brock pushed the arm up here and came underneath into the armpit. He was trying to crank the head forward all the way to the ground and feed him punches. Now, of course, that pins him and allows you to punch him a lot, but you also notice it turns the body away. He's not getting underneath me, and he's in a really bad position. To finish the fight, however, what happened, they were up against the fence, and I think they were on the half guard on the other side, but it doesn't really matter. Mir turned in. He almost started coming to the knees. Brock fed this hand here, so it's almost trapping the guy. The guy's turned in, sure, but he's nowhere near being underneath my center of gravity. And then finished the fight with multiple punches here. I mean, I'm not saying that the fact he probably walks around at 300 pounds and is an incredible athlete and is very agile and very strong doesn't have anything to do with it. But there was technique behind that mauling, and that is some of the technique that he used that night.